ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was? Then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show and ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and the ushering in of the Antichrist. Today's show, I want to do more Illuminati exposed symbols. It's been a few weeks since I've done one. I've just been very, very busy and swamped. I'm trying to get as much content out as I possibly can. And of course, now dealing with the copyright strike, this is just even more frustrating because it limits the time I have to do these videos. But I wanted to expose the triangle of power, or as some refer to it as the Merkel diamond, because Angela Merkel, the German chancellor, the current German chancellor, she always uses this symbol, but most of the elitists do. So what I want to point out is most of you know the pyramid and the triangle is one of the most common Illuminati symbols, as well as the all-seeing eye. But the mind is now kind of trained to look for the basic obvious symbols when you're looking. Right, so now that a lot of you are aware of the symbols you've been looking for in movies and music videos, what you'll see is Jay-Z and a lot of these musicians, they throw up the triangle, right? They do it blatantly obvious. Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z, all these musicians will throw the triangle up. And yes, they try to tell you it represents Rockefeller when it does not. I mean, it does technically represent Rockefeller, who's one of the elite bloodlines of the Illuminati, but it doesn't mean they're paying homage to the record label. They're paying homage to the occult, to the Illuminati, to the satanic network that they're a part of. But those symbols are always obvious, right? When they hold it up or they do the 666 over their eyes. Now a lot of you out there who listen to this channel or other truthers who are awake, you know that you can look for that and it's blatantly obvious stuff. But what you have to start looking for is subliminal, even more hidden hand gestures. And that's what the triangle of power is. If you look, it's the pyramid, but it's the pyramid put down below. It's the sign done in reverse, as above, so below. So you'll always see, you know, Jay-Z and them throwing it up high and Kanye West. Now, down below, this is where you'll really start finding things and seeing things better. If you start looking for this specific symbol, the triangle of power, because this is where on television, when these politicians speak, these news anchors talk, or these false preachers talk on TV, you'll see them doing the triangle of power, which is the pyramid down below. But it's something that the brain probably doesn't really pick up on because it looks like kind of like a hand gesture you're told to do in school, or, you know, put your hands together when you speak, or point, or do this. This is an Illuminati symbol. This is how they flash symbols when they do news reports. They'll have somebody holding the pyramid down below, sometimes letting others in the occult world know that this is a false flag event or a psyop. You'll see false ministers, false preachers holding this symbol up, letting people out there know on TV who are a part of it that he's a part of it as well. They always flash their symbols to one another to let one another know that they are part of the same secret society, whether they've met or not, that they're part of the same circle, the same, you know, secret society. So they hold the symbol down below, but people don't really pick up on this because when they watch TV, obviously you go into an alpha state, as I've talked about, and you might not pick up on this kind of stuff. But this is a symbol to look for because you'll see this a lot on the news. You'll see this a lot. It's subliminal, right? Because, you know, you're starting to look for signs, but you're looking for signs up above, blatant signs like the 666, like I said, over the eye, or the hand over the eye, or the pyramid up high, where all these celebrities hold it up. But look for these prominent people, people of power, people of, you know, finance, people who run it, you know, are CEOs of corporations. When they do interviews on Bloomberg or they do interviews on the news, you'll see them holding this pyramid below. It is a sign. They are flashing this sign to others, letting them know that they're a part of it. But they know that people aren't going to pick up on it because it's not over the top and blatant. But these things are strategically done. They strategically hold and put their hands in place like this. This is how the Masons communicate with each other. And this is how we all need to start training our minds to think. We have to look for these symbols. Now, we know mostly everybody who's on television, if not every single person, with the exception maybe of some low-level extras in movies and stuff like that, are a part of this secret society, because that's how you get there. You have to be initiated and indoctrinated in, you know, whether it's through Freemasonry or not, but in Satanism, whether you're born into a covenant or whatever, however they push you through it. right? They create this illusion that, oh, that's why every single movie is about, oh, my dream to be a musician, my dream to be an actor, my dream to be this. They create this false illusion that you can strive and you can have these things if you work hard, because then you hear the celebrities on TV talk about, oh, I grew up and I wanted to do it so bad and I got there. And so they have shows like American Idol and The Voice. All these things are to create the illusion that you can go after these things, but they know what they're doing is distracting you, making you chase something you can never have, and then breaking your heart by saying, oh, you weren't good enough to get there. But keep striving for it as the clock ticks and you waste your life away caring about these materialistic things and things that don't mean anything, because Jesus Christ is the only thing that matters. And the scriptures are what people should be focusing on. But they've created this entire matrix, and all these people who are on television are all part of it. But you'll see this. This is more done on the news. This is more done in interviews. You see Donald Trump doing the hand gesture all the time. And I know people say, well, he's naturally just resting his hand like that. They strategically do these symbols. They strategically do it on magazine covers. They strategically do it. It's no different than holding up the 666 over the eye, right? But you're not going to see Donald Trump on the news holding, a 666 all-seeing eye over his eyeball or something blatantly obvious like that. You'll see this symbol on the news and stuff like that because it's very calmly done, right? It's very hidden. So the triangle of power, which is done down lower, okay, they do this down towards their chest, and it makes it look like, well, they're just resting their hands. It's not something that they're deliberately doing. Everything they do is deliberate and strategic. Okay, don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't go, oh, maybe they're just casually resting their hands. We can't point a finger at every single person. Well, maybe if there's a guy in your town who's sitting on a park bench and he has his hands folded like that, you want to give him the benefit of the doubt? That's fine. But we're talking about these power players in the Illuminati and the elite. When you're talking about these guys who are just millionaires and billionaires and executives and news anchors and all these people on television, whether sports anchors, news anchors, whatever, and they're doing it, it's deliberately done. Everything that's on television is deliberately and strategically done. So this is just another symbol for you guys to look out for, the triangle of power. It has multiple names, like I said, because of Angela Merkel. It's known as the Merkel's rhombus, Merkel diamond, triangle of power. I call it the triangle of power. But again, it's resting your hands in front of the stomach so the fingertips meet with the thumbs down and the index fingers forming a forming pretty much a pyramid, forming a triangle. So it's the opposite, right? And like we've talked about the duality on this show with the Baphomet, as above, so below, right? The black and the white, how they believe, this esoteric mindset that they have and what they believe in. This is no different. This is the same symbol that you'll see Jay-Z throwing up, but then they'll do it, lower, as above, so below. And again, you have to look for symbols like this because you need to know when, even on a news report where a news story is out there, as most of us know, 99.9% of the news stories are completely fabricated and made up. And once in a while, on a local news station, you might get something that locally happened, of course, like a local domestic violence dispute or something like that. But these major national news stories, they always are psyops and always made up. And you'll see them showing the symbols to one another on these shows. You'll see political people doing it. So keep your eye out for it. It's important to notice it because if you constantly keep yourself out of this alpha state when you're watching television, if you're someone who watches it, or whether you're someone who's just trying to figure out what's going on by watching it and, saying, okay, this is fake, this is a lie, where are they trying to lead me? You have to keep your brain out of an alpha state. You have to stay at a conscious level. So watch it and then keep your mind, instead of like getting hypnotized and staring at the news anchor in his eyes and letting him put you into an alpha state and brainwash you, and then all that information gets stored in your brain, right? It gets stored in your subconscious mind, and then, your brain pulls that information out when you least expect it. You need to watch it, and look for the symbols and the signs around you, whether it's the hand symbols or other stuff going on, because it's everywhere. It's blatantly obvious and it's right in our face. We are completely all being put under mind control and hypnosis. And this is just another symbol that they use and they get away with. And I know people find it hard to believe because they think everything's a coincidence. They go through life going, oh, give me a break. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break, really. They put their hands like this. Okay, they're not just deliberately resting their hands. Otherwise, they might put their fingers together or, but people think that, oh, well, they're a news anchor or they're so-and-so. They're told to put their hands like that. This is all occultic symbolism. Everything's deliberately staged and done this way. So look out for these symbols. Keep your eyes open. I'm going to continue exposing these satanic symbols that they do in plain sight. It's important to always look for it and find it. If you want to send, stuff along, I love to look at it. If you see something blatantly obvious symbolism, look for it, find it, share it. We're all in this battle together trying to expose this satanic networking system, the synagogue of Satan that exists, that really just controls this matrix that we live in. So this is the triangle of power. Keep your eye out for it. I thank you for listening to today's show. I hope this information has helped you. Prayers to all of you and your families. May peace be with you.